Hi students, so today here I am to discuss regarding the Taylor scientific management techniques. So in last video I have discussed about the scientific managements propounded by Frederick Winslow Taylor. We have discussed that how we can bring the scientificness in management procedure. So today we will discuss how to put scientific uh, management into practice. So this can be put into practice by some of the principles or techniques, you can say, that has been propounded by Frederick Winslow Taylor, as he has generated the scientific management concept. So he has given us some techniques by which we can put or bring the scientificness in our managements. So there are basically four techniques that he have given by which he can bring the scientificness in our management procedures. So I will try to give you very simply the techniques that by which he has given us to bring the practice in our managements. So as you can see in board, first of all I am showing you the double underline marks, that is functional foremanship is first, second is the standardizations and simplification of work, third is the work study, and fourth is the differential piece weight systems. So these are four principles by four techniques by which you can bring the scientificness in our managements. So the first techniques that he has given, functional foremanship. By this, what Taylor wants to say us, or by which we can bring some of the special consideration regarding our managements in any organizations. That is first functional foremanship. So what does this functional foremanship he says? According to Taylor, he said that to bring the factory managers, or to bring the factory work in a very systematic and a scientific way, he has uh, given a very simple techniques, that he has divided the works of the factory. Basically the factory level the workers are working, where he has given, see, one diagram by which you can understand very easily that how the work can be divided accordingly and bring the scientificness. So number one, according to that, see, factory managers in functional foremanship, he is trying to say us that in factory level managements the work should be divided in such a way that one factory manager should be headed under two in charge. First one is the planning in charge, and second one is the production in charge. So again, planning in charge will be subordinated by four such types of clerk. So number one is instruction card clerk, number two is route clerk, number three is time and cost clerk, and number four is disciplinarian. So what is the work of these people, those who are under the planning in charge? So he says that every work in a factory should be divided in two different hands, you can say in left hand side planning in charge, and in right hand side the production in charge. What is the work of a planning in charge? The planning in charge work is to plan the day-to-day work. Accordingly, what should be done in a particular day, that work should be planned accordingly by the planning in charge, and this planning in charge will be uh, subordinated by these people. So under the planning in charge, accordingly the day-to-day work or plan has been made, and the instruction card clerk's duty is to, when the next day he comes, accordingly the that card clerk means what? In the card the plan, what is the day's work is written there, and accordingly the instruction card clerk will instruct the worker what has been written in that card, what is to be done today, what is the procedure, etc, etc. Similarly, the second clerk is what? Route clerk, that what route should be taken for doing that particular work that is being instructed by the instruction clerk. So the route clerk specify the route of production, what route should be taken for doing the productions. Say for example, sequence to perform various mechanical and say for example manual operation. So this is to be seen by the root clerk and look after by the root clerk. He also decides the job to be done for the day. That root clerk will be decide what job to be done for a particular day, and say where it is to be done. This is being seen by the root clerk. Number 3 is the time and cost clerk. So this third clerk work is to what? He is to see the time and as well as cost. So time and cost clerk fix the say for example time for starting and completing the work, and prepares the cost for that particular work. So this third person will look after the time and cost. And the fourth one is disciplinarian. So the fourth clerk's duty is to what? Disciplinarian. He look after the discipline, that he is responsible to ensure discipline in the workplace, successfully executions of the works. He ensures the rules and regulation, etc., etc., that are being seen by the fourth person, that is called the disciplinarian, upon the workers. So this is the left hand side. Right hand side, what? Production in charge. So this is the planning in charge people, those who will be looking after the activities accordingly the plan has been done. The production in charge, see again, production in charge is also headed by the subordinate by the four person, that is speed boss, gang boss, repair boss, and inspector. So what is the work of the speed boss? So speed boss, he is responsible for timely and accurate completion of the job. That means if a worker is running a machine, what speed should be maintained by that particular work for doing that particular work completions. He checks whether work is progressive or not. All these things are being seen by the speed boss. Now gang boss, second one is gang boss. So gang boss is responsible for keeping machine and tools etc. in a orderly manner. He also sees that when the worker comes, the starting of the work doesn't get any delay. So that is the work of a gang boss. Gang boss will look after every machines are okay or not, in a proper place or not. Third one is repair boss. Say for example, repair boss work is what? When doing any work, any machine gets faulty, then the repair boss will look after that. Immediately that machine should be repaired. His responsible is to ensure that working conditions of a machines and tools should be in a proper conditions. And the fourth one is inspector. So what is the work of the inspector? He ensures that the work is done as per the standards of the quality of the work set by the planning in charge. So inspectors will look after the work that is being done by the workers accordingly the planning in charge has been set. So this is the first techniques that has been developed by the tailor for bringing the effectiveness in basically in the factory level managements. So this is number one. Number two is standardizations and simplification. So second principle says us what, standardization and simplification. That means what? Second techniques of tailor says us what? Means this method or these techniques of productions prevalent under the thumb and rule and thumb method of scientific management that were prevailing in the past. So these techniques says that you should set some standards, and accordingly it will be possible only when you simplify the work. So standardization is the process of setting standards for different factors. Standards sets can be set for process of raw material, time, product, method, etc. So there should be some standards that have to be set up by which you can do the work in a very standard manners. Simplification means refers to the elimination of wastage, you can say varieties, unwanted varieties, unwanted wastage, size, products, and discriminations, by which you can bring the efficiency and effectiveness in your work. So this standardization and simplification of work means you should simplify your work in such a manner so that you can bring some standard in your activities while you are doing the works. And third one is work study. So this is again one more important techniques that is being set up by the Taylor. Under work study, the manager should study the work in a very different you can say angle, and by which you can bring the scientificness in your management. So under work study, you should study the work thoroughly before implementing the work. That is, in work study, what does it includes? Method study, motion study, time study, and fatigue study. So simply I am giving you some meaning. Method study means what? So for doing particular work, there are so many methods, A, B, C, D. So you have to find out the perfect method. Perfect method means uh, less time and less cost, or doing the production in a mass quantity with a less wastage of time and money. So that is the method that you should be choose the best method of doing the best techniques of doing the work, by which you will be doing the work in a very efficient manner. And second one is motion study. So motion study refers to the study of various motions like sitting, standing, moving. So which motions will make you perfect, and wastage of times and wastage of energy will be eliminated. So this will be this study should be done under the motion study. Time study. Now again, time study is determine the standard time to be taken for doing a particular work performed by a given task given to a worker. So what time should be taken for completion of a particular work? Fatigue study. This is one more important. Fatigue study means what? See, whenever you are doing class, as we know, you have seen in your school, after 3 periods you will be getting, or 4 periods you will be getting, and one what leisure time, or you can say the tiffin time you are seeing. So this is why. So as a whole, togetherly, if you do a work for a continuous period of a 3 to 4 hours, you will be getting some fatigue. Fatigue means जिसको हम हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं आलसी आना, इनफिशिएंसी फील करना, तो थोड़ा ब्रेक लेते हैं. तो ये फैटिक स्टडी भी एक ऐसा स्टडी है जिसके द्वारा मैनेजर्स लोग क्या करते हैं, हर वर्कर को कितने टाइम बाद में थोड़ा रिलैक्सेशन टाइम देना चाहिए. तो बड़े बड़े फैक्ट्रीज या इंडस्ट्रीज में क्या होता है, वेन एवर यू कम एट 10, आफ्टर से 11 यू गेट ए 5 minute ब्रेक फॉर ए टी, then at 1 say after 3 hours you'll be getting a lunch break. So in this way, these breaks are essential for what refreshing yourself and getting a effectiveness in your mind and body, so that you can do your work very efficiently. So this is the meaning of the fatigue study. So this study again is essential, Taylor said, to bring the scientificness in your managements. And the last one is differential piece waste system. So this means what? This differential piece waste system means this system of waste makes the workers to work more and efficiently and effectively, as because this rate of wages makes the worker enthusiastic, motivated. Say for example, you can see कभी कभार हम लोगों ने देखा है जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर के अंडर में काम करते हैं, तो एक ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल वर्क टुगेदर, से 20 वर्कर एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं. तो हार्डली अगर हम लोग सारा दिन का काम मिला के देखें तो 10 वर्कर काम करेगा, बाकी 10 तो काम करता ही नहीं है, या तो 50% काम करता है. तो कोई पानी पीने जा रहा है, कोई टॉयलेट करने जा रहा है, कोई काम कर रहा है, धीरे धीरे अपना टाइम पास कर रहा है, क्योंकि उनको पता है एक दिन जब टाइम होता है 3 बजे तक 4 बजे तक वो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, तो उसका जो हजीरा है, वेजेस है, उसको मिल जाएगा. तो ऐसा होने से क्या होता है, आपको साइंटिफिकनेस आप ला नहीं पाएंगे, क्योंकि कुल मिला के आप देखेंगे तो सारा दिन का 20 वर्कर में कोई 12 या 15 वर्कर पूरा काम किया, बाकी लोगों ने काम नहीं किया, लेकिन आपको पूरा पैसा देना पड़ता है. तो इस सिस्टम के द्वारा टेलर ने एक सिस्टम ऐसा लगा दिया, जैसे क्या होता है, इफ़ यू वर्क there is a piece waste system. Per piece there will be a wages given to you. So they will be setting in this way, managers will be setting, if anyone works 10 units per day, then he will get 2 rupees per piece, and less than 10, if it is less than 10, sorry, this one 10, then he will get 1.50 paisa per unit. So this is said to be as a what differential piece waste system. Say if anyone is working more than 10, किसी ने अगर 12 यूनिट प्रोडक्शन किया तो into what 2, then he will be getting 24. So if anyone is doing production less than 10, that means less than 10, say for example 9 into 2 is equal to what, 9 2 ja 18. So he is getting, if he is getting 10, then he will be getting, sorry, this one is 1.5. so how much it will be, 9 and 4, that is 13.50. so if he is getting 10, then he will be getting how many, 9 2 ja 18, he will be getting 18 rupees. So he is getting how many, or almost 4.5 rupees less. So this is the system of differential piece waste system, by which means it is helping the workers to work more. So and everybody will try to work at least 10 minutes per day, because he will be getting 2 rupees per unit, and if it is less than 10, then it will be getting 50 paisa less than per unit. So this is said to be as a differential piece waste system. So these are 4 techniques by which you can generate or bring the scientificness in your management procedure. Thank you.